The switch just got flipped. The digital race is on.
I ain't gonna give in now. I think gonna live this now. I'm gonna be when I'ma kill this stuff real quick. I'ma go take it to town, cause I gotta be that king in their ring when I'm knocking them out when I'm back with the whip. Cause I am just up on the journey. You just know that I'm just going insane.
Warriors, rise. Grand rising. Good evening, warriors all over the world. First of all, I want to say I love you from my family to yours. Thank you for all the kind messages during the holidays. We're going to dive right into it. My name is Coach JV. I am the top health, mindset, crypto, and business coach in the world. Remember, what you believe in your heart, you think in your mind, will eventually become your words and become your reality. If you can see it in your mind, eventually you can hold it right here in your hands. What you repeatedly do gets ingrained in your subconscious mind. What gets ingrained in your subconscious mind becomes an unconscious activity. Now, as this big FTX scandal goes on, all the attention is over here. There's always another narrative going on here. If you know the game, you can't be played. And I want you to be prepared during the holidays when everybody is stuck in materialism and everybody is focused head down in the plate. That's when a lot of the biggest shifts are happening. And as we looked over here at FTX and all the chaos going on, there's a whole nother narrative going on this way. And Russia just flipped a switch. The race is on. We're going to dive right into it. So I want to take you back to July 15th, 2022. So Vladimir Putin signs laws banning digital asset payments in Russia. He signed a bill that adds to a previous prohibiting, against cryptocurrency payments in his country. Russia's president, Vladimir Putin, has signed a law banning digital payments across the nation, according to the policy amendment on Thursday. This is in July. The law was approved by Russian Assembly, known as Duma, on July 8th. It bans the use of digital securities and utility tokens as means of payment for goods, services, and products for Russia. The amendment adds to the previous digital asset law drafted in 2020, which banned cryptocurrencies from being used in payments. In February, Russia's Ministry of Finance introduced a bill to parliament that would regulate cryptocurrencies in the country. Okay, this is in July. Then, September 25th, 2022, Russia starts developing mechanisms for international crypto payments. Financial authorities in Russia have begun work on mechanisms to facilitate the employment of cryptocurrencies for settlements with other national sanctions. The country's central bank and finance ministry have already agreed on the draft law regulated cross-border payments. So regulators in Russia move toward legalizing the use of cryptocurrency in foreign trade. So what I'm hearing here is their people can't use cryptocurrency, but they can use cryptocurrency in foreign trade. Now, this is very, very, very dangerous for America. This is putting pressure on America. Here's why. Okay. Remember, China is trying to back out. The Saudis are trying to back out of the petrodollar. Most countries are trying to step out of the petrodollar and no longer trade oil in US dollars. That is the only thing that's keeping the dollar alive right now. The dollar's dominance is crushing other countries. I'm going to give you my predictions of what's going to happen on the back end of this video. Okay. This is interesting. So it's a digital war now. It is going to be a World War III around digital war, digital infrastructure. Okay. But the race is on now to get to cross-border payments, to get to ODL, on-demand liquidity. We know there's a company that is going to dominate that space. October 29th, new mining bill permitted cross-border crypto payments filed in Russia parliament. A draft of law designed to regulate the mining of digital coins in Russia is also legalizing the use of cryptocurrencies for international settlements. It has been submitted to Russia parliament after the rejection of an earlier bill, which was amid to allow domestic crypto payments as well. Draft legislation on crypto mining allows Russian residents and businesses to pay with crypto abroad. So I'm getting a mixed message here. So it sounds like they can do it abroad and they can do international trading, but they can't do payments within their own country. So we'll keep updated on that. But what this tells us, This is great for us in regards to digital payments and cross-border payments. So Russia's calling for on-demand liquidity, blockchain, distributed ledger technology. This is all happening lock and step. Do you see it? Do you see it? Celsius collapse, stablecoin collapse this year, FTX collapse. Massive attention over here as they switch the whole system over here. Problem, reaction, solution. It's literally playing out exactly like we said. Okay, this was yesterday. Putin calls for international settlements based on blockchain and digital currencies. This was yesterday. Russian President Vladimir Putin believes a new system for international monetary transfer is needed to reduce dependence on big banks and third parties. He is convinced that cross-border payments relying on digital currencies and DLT, distributed ledger technology, will be much more convenient. Well, absolutely. The first thing America did was cut them off the SWIFT system. Guys, this is all by design. They're all working lock and step behind the scenes. I don't believe for 1 minute there's this battle going on. I just don't believe it. I'm sorry. I just don't. It is too coincidental that all of a sudden Russia invades Ukraine. First thing we do is we take them off the SWIFT system. Then there's a supply chain narrative, right? Movement, blockchain, supply chain, okay? Food shortages, zero carbon, all this stuff. It's like literally they locked us down. They got us on our phone using digital payments. They tested universal basic income. They saw that we were cheap. We went out and bought toilet paper. We followed exactly what we wanted them to do. They loosened it up a little bit. They stopped printing the money. They printed all the money, made sure they packed their bags. They over leveraged all the cryptocurrency exchanges. Once they got them all over leveraged, they dumped the market. When they dumped the market, oh, look, all these cryptocurrency exchanges are insolvent. There is no backing to them. They have no Federal Reserve. None of these crypto exchanges have a backing or a Federal Reserve or a government to help them out. Problem, create a reaction in the crypto people. And then on the back end, as everybody's looking at FTX, they come up with the solution. Regulation for digital assets, regulation for cryptocurrency, blockchain technology companies. You wipe out all the bad actors, FTX, Celsius, you wipe out all the bad actors, you come in with regulation, and you got yourself a brand new monetary system. And those who are invested in the top companies that have real world solvent utility, that actually have real balance sheets and real leadership teams, and you're not trying to get rich quick, could be some of the richest people in the world, the new Bilderbergs, new Rothschilds. Okay, so this was 19 hours ago. Binance CEO, most governments understand crypto adoption will happen regardless. Binance CEO Changpeng Zhao says the most governments know that crypto adoption will happen regardless of what they do. It's better to regulate the industry instead of trying to fight against it. What I tell you all the time, okay? So I'm going to dive into my narrative here. So first they resist it, okay? Then they sue it. Then they regulate it. Then what's next? Then they join it. It is so interesting to see, if you can go back in my videos 2 years ago, the exact things I was being called the tinfoil hat guy for are now happening. Okay, it's not an "a told you so" event. These are things that are so easy to see with historical patterns, how the economy works, how greed works, how operating in the left hemisphere of your brain works, facts, figures, numbers, logic, living for the world. When you get up into a higher Christ consciousness, which is right hemisphere of the brain, I'm not talking religion, I'm talking love and higher consciousness, you can start to see all the darkness. And you get exposed to different levels of frequency that give you information that allow you to understand that this is nothing new under the sun. You don't get caught up in the noise of arguing about this or arguing about that, because there's 3 different mirrors, as Gray Brandon talks about. Mirror number 1 is when you change yourself inside. Eventually, if you hold it for a long enough period of time, you will see it on the outside. So if you're peaceful for a long enough period of time, you will see peace. Okay, you don't have to protest. If you're unconditionally loving for a long enough period of time and you hold that frequency, you should start to see unconditional love coming back to you. So when you master that level of mirror, it's not really levels. There's mirror number 2. What you judge and what you attack, you are going to attract. That's mirror number 2, and that's what you're seeing right now. What you focus on and what you attack, what you focus on and what you attack, guess what? It doesn't matter if you're not that person inside. That's coming back to you. You can't avoid it. So what you judge, you attract into your family, your life. And if you have hate in your heart, as Jesus said, if you have hate in your heart for another person, it's going to seep into every area of your life. You can't avoid that. A true person of Christ or Christ consciousness will forgive every single person, because hate seeps into every area of your life. And then there's mirror number 3, as Greg Brandon talks about. Mirror number 3 is when, like the parable of the lady walking down the road in the Bible. She had a jar of meal, right? She's walking to her loved ones or the people that actually deserve it. And there's a hole in her jar. And the whole time she's walking, it's pouring out. She doesn't even notice it. So by the time she gets to the people that she loves, there's nothing left for them. So many of you are dealing with energy vampires in your life. And it's really important about your environment, your buddies, your friends, right? They're sucking the life force energy. And by the time you get home to your family, there's nothing left. So number 1, you need to change yourself inside in order to reflect the outside. Number 2 is what you judge. You need to stop judging other people, because when you pull the straw out of somebody else's eye, you have a stick, a big old log in your eye. I have a plenty of stuff to work on myself. I don't need to judge another human being. And number 3 is you need to check your surroundings. Are there people around you taking the valuable energy that is reserved for your family and your loved ones? So warriors, I'm going to keep reporting on this stuff. I got a little bit of a new background here. We're actually revamping, and I'm actually launching my private coaching program coming up. So we're doing all the new videos for that. So I got kind of a cool little virtual background going on here. So we got a lot of cool things going on with the Warrior Academy. If you want to get in, www.3twarrioracademy.com. And also, January 11th, 2023, we are launching X Royalty, my project, my personal project. I'm not pumping anybody else's project. This is my project on XRPL. We are bringing Christ's consciousness and higher consciousness back to the people, not religion, allowing people to come together, all different religions, all different walks of life, coming together in one ecosystem. And we're going to change the infrastructure and how communities come together. It has nothing to do with religion. Just you said, I'm just talking about higher consciousness. So it's an access to events, to quarterly virtual events. We're going to bring people together. It is going to absolutely change and revolutionize the XRPL structure. So we're launching on XRPL on January 11th, 2023. You can join the Discord down below for more information. Everything's in the description of this video. We appreciate you. We love you. As we always say, warriors, rise, get your shit together. Let's go.